Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing our family's favorite recipe, New York style pizza. Ever since I learned how to make this incredible pizza, we've gotten spoiled and can't eat pizza from anywhere else. So, what's the plan for today? First we will start by making the dough, then we will move on to the pizza sauce. I will be showing you how to make two types of pizza, salami and sausage. It took me a little while to perfect this recipe and get this crispy golden crust just right. So today I will be sharing all my tips and tricks to help you to bake that perfect New York style pizza at home. Alright, let's get started. First, grab a bowl. I'll be using the bowl for my stand mixer. Add 638 grams of all-purpose flour, then add 15 grams of sugar, 10 grams of instant yeast, and 10 grams of salt. Next, pour in 415 grams of warm water and 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now mix everything together until it starts to form a dough. I'll be using my stand mixer with the hook attachment. Once the ingredients are combined, stop kneading. This will be pretty quick. The dough will be sticky and that's exactly what you want. Next, remove the dough from the mixing bowl and shape it into a ball, as shown in the video. Then drizzle a little olive oil into the bowl, place the dough back in and make sure it's fully coated in the oil. Now cover the bowl with plastic wrap and let the dough rest in the fridge for 12 to 48 hours. During this time, it will slowly ferment and develop more flavor. When you're ready to make the pizza, remove the dough from the fridge approximately 2 to 3 hours before you plan to use it. We need to let it warm up and rise a bit more. As you can see, the dough has developed an amazing structure and to me it almost looks like a spider web. Now it's time to portion the dough. First, remove it from the bowl and knead it for a couple of minutes to help it relax. I usually divide the dough into 3 equal pieces, 366 grams each, to make large pizzas. But today I will divide it into 4 pieces to make medium-sized one. For a medium pizza, each piece will be 275 grams. So grab a scale and cut the dough into the needed portions. Or if you prefer, just cut it approximately as you wish. Next, form each piece of the dough into a ball. Gently tuck the edges under and roll it into a tight ball. Then set it aside. When you have all your pieces ready, you can freeze the dough you don't want to use today and save it for another time. I will freeze 2 pieces for later and work with the other 2 today. Just cover them in plastic wrap and pop them in the freezer. Now sprinkle your counter with semolina flour and coat each piece generously with it. This will prevent the dough from sticking and help create that perfect crust while baking. Once each piece is coated, cover the dough and let it rest for 2 to 4 hours until it puffs up and rises again. Next, while the dough is resting, let's make our pizza sauce. For the sauce, heat 50 grams of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a saucepan over low heat. Add 4 cloves of minced garlic and sauté for about a minute until fragrant. Then add 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes and cook until the oil is golden. After that, add a 28-ounce can of diced tomato and mix well. Season with 1 teaspoon each of dry oregano and dry thyme. Then add a tablespoon of granulated sugar. Season with salt and pepper to taste and mix well. Add a half cup of water, stir, and at the end add 1 sliced onion. Let it boil, then cover and simmer for about 25 minutes. When the sauce is ready, carefully remove the onion from it and transfer the sauce into a blender or food processor. If you want a smooth consistency, use the blender. If you prefer a thicker texture, use the food processor. After blending, return the sauce to the saucepan and set it aside until we are ready to use it. Also, at least 1 hour before baking, preheat your oven to the maximum temperature possible, with the pizza stone placed on the level below the top of your oven, so it's not completely at the top. And unfortunately, if you have a gas oven, it can be harder to achieve the same crust as with an electric one. I've never had the same result when cooking with a gas oven. Now let's shape our pizza. Take one piece of dough and set the other aside, covering it to keep it from drying out. Work with generous amount of semolina flour to prevent sticking. Start stretching your dough by pressing with your fingers and palms, working from the center out to the edges. Once the dough is stretched a bit, place it on your wrist and use circular motions to stretch it further, ensuring the middle stays thin and the edges remain puffy. Now I use a bit of olive oil on my palms and continue stretching the dough until it has the desired shape. For the first option on how to transfer the pizza to the oven, we will use the parchment paper. When you have your desired shape, transfer the dough onto a piece of parchment paper and finish shaping it on top of the paper. Now it's time to assemble the pizza. Take your previously prepared sauce and add as much as you desire. Then use good mozzarella cheese. Please don't buy pre-shredded, shred it yourself for better texture and flavor. After that, add your choice of salami or pepperoni. I use Italian salami. You also have the option to add onions, mushrooms, or black olives. It's my favorite combination. When you're finished, sprinkle a little olive oil on top and then use a cutting board or something large enough for your pizza's shape and carefully transfer it to the oven. Sometimes my husband helps me with this. He grabs one side of the parchment paper and I grab the other, and we transfer it together. Now bake your pizza for about 10 minutes, but keep an eye on it because every oven is different. It should have a deep golden crust when it's done. Once your pizza is done baking, carefully remove it from the oven. Let it cool for just a couple of minutes. Then slice it up and enjoy. The crust should be perfectly crispy and the cheese all melty and delicious. For the sausage pizza, the process is the same. Add your sauce, then the cheese. After that, add tiny pieces of raw Italian sausage. It will cook quickly in the oven and keep all its aromatic oils. For this pizza, I also like to add black olives, onions, or mushrooms. Now, if you have a pizza peel, grab the pizza with it and transfer it to the pizza stone. Make sure you sprinkle the peel with a little semolina flour to prevent sticking. Also, be careful not to use too much flour on your counter, as you will end up picking it all up with the dough. Again, bake it for about 10 minutes and carefully remove it from the oven. Let it cool, slice, and enjoy. That's it. You've got a perfect homemade New York style pizza right from your kitchen. I hope you enjoy making this recipe. Please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel for more delicious recipes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.